Spring is almost here, but where do we begin when it comes to planting a successful garden? Here to talk about the basics of seed starting is Andrew Valk. And the seed is where you start, yeah.
Yep, it is. That's the key. The ground, the roots, the seed, that's where everything grows. And that's where it's critical to start successfully and start kind of accurately. The main thing is, you got to be patient, preparatory, know what you're getting yourself into. So I'll say start, if you have seeds left over from last year or previous years, go through those, dissipate all the desiccated out, and
so
then
you can reuse seeds?
You can reuse them. If you keep them cool and dry, out of moisture, they can be, you'll lose some vigor for sure.
Okay.
But you'll have definitely still some salvageable seeds. So
good.
Know what you're going to grow, and then on that, everything in our industry is based on the frost date, either the last or the first. In this case, it's the last frost date, which typically is like late April. I think right now they're saying April 27th. So, and for seed starting, the early season seed starting, you backdate that 6 to 8 weeks. That gets us to the first week of March, is the 8-week window. So that's the time to start the seeds. And how you start, step number one is soil. So the things you need to look for in late February before you start sowing is getting the materials together. Seed starting soil is the #1 attribute of a successful gardener. If you were to fill this and kind of sift your hands through, you'll feel
soft, it's fluffy.
Soft, light, fluffy it is. So do not use standard garden soil, potting soil, anything. You do want to get a high quality, clean, very, very sterile peat-based or perlite-based seed starting mix. So that's step number one. So seed starting is key in terms of soil. What you grow them in, as you can kind of see on the table, there's a lot of different options, and they keep on coming out with more and more. Traditionally, you have peat pellets, so things that look like this that just kind of expand, and you just pop them in water. You pop the seed in the middle, and then you just literally pop this in the ground.
Easy, I like it.
And they go. So great things. You can also have seed starting trays. Same thing. Fill these holes up, either 6, 4, 8, 12 cell.
And those just dissolve, right?
And these dissolve, roots grow right through, and pop this in the soil in a different container. You have like seed starting trays, different options. I brought this color coded one because you can grow in pots and then like air prune the roots, or it can grow in like cells and also air prune the roots to keep them more contained. And the color coding is something new because the step number 2, outside of whatever media you want, and what you grow them in, step number 2, you definitely want to label your seeds. So that's whether you do like traditional labels, or I got some like steel colored labels here, steel labels. Fancy, or just do simple color coding or stickers, something.
Because you want to remember what you planted. Everything's going to look the same initially.
Everything is the same, and I promise you, if you have a little child like I do, I have 2 of them, they start moving pots around, you're gonna get frustrated. If your tomatoes are.
What do they start moving the markers around?
Start the markers. Well, yeah.
That's why this might be a better option.
This might be better. At least you know what you did. So labeling is key. Do not overlook labeling. And then the main thing is on light source. The third thing right now is lighting is key. So whether you do a grow light or like an infrared or LED, as you grow, you want to keep it like 6 to 8 inches, kind of literally right above the soil as they grow for at least 12 hours, maybe even up to 18 hours on certain seeds. So, and then as they grow, you just move the light up and up and up and up.
Okay, so soil. And then we've got the planters and the light. That is the most important thing you need to know about seed starting. We'll be right back after the break.